Hey everyone, PTL here. Sue and I are on the AT up in Maine on Route 16, and now we caught a couple thru hikers. So maybe you could each tell us about your thru hike, starting with your trail name. We'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Sunflower. I'm from Georgia.
Awesome.
And I started my northbound thru hike in Georgia. I did 1,800 miles, and then I actually got injured and had to get off trail. And initially that was like pretty devastating.
Oh, I bet.
And extremely hard.
Yeah.
But honestly, after a month of being off trail, I was able to recover enough. And so when I was considering going back on trail, I was like, well, what makes the most sense is to go southbound from Katahdin and then go back to Moosilauke.
So you had hiked all the way to Mount Moosilauke in the Whites?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I felt like I just couldn't continue because I was in so much pain from the injury. So anyways, but while I was home and just like recovering and everything, really, so made that decision after a month to get back on trail. But this go around, it's just honestly been incredible. I feel like it's been like a fresh start. And this part of my journey has been so different from the first part. It's almost like starting anew. But anyways, as I've been reflecting during this part of the journey, I've just been so grateful, honestly, for the injury, because I feel like it just really just like changed my perspective. I was getting really tired towards that part of like the end of the 1,800 miles that I had done, and was getting pretty burnt out, and just, and because of the injury, just in a lot of pain. So
do you mind if I ask what the injury was?
Yeah, it was like a hip flexor. Yeah. So it had gotten really tight, was pinching a nerve,
and it's been doing good since you got back on?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So far, yeah. Yep. So, and I was able to meet Birdie this time around. I thought I would be hiking solo, so I was a little nervous about that, but met her, we've connected so well, and it's been just an amazing journey, and I'm just so excited for everything to come.
What has been a favorite spot on the trail? Whether it's been at the first round or this part.
So definitely the Bigelows, which we just did.
Yeah,
that
beautiful.
Was incredible. Yeah. And we actually, quick story. We, last 2 nights ago, we were trying to get to Avery Peak for the sunset, but it was taking forever. And it was really hard to get up there. But so it was getting dark, and we're like trying to get up, and then we're like, oh no, we're going to miss the sunset. We make it to the top, and it's dark, but the sunset is like still there. You have like the whole scene is like fiery red,
nice.
A line of fiery red. Then you have purple just above that, and then the dark blue night sky. There's a crescent moon. The wind was crazy. My hands were going numb. I was freezing, but it was like it didn't matter. Like we had hit it at the perfect time, and it was like surreal.
Are you a writer?
No,
you should
really.
write. You need to be a writer and write about your hike.
She is a writer.
Well, I do. Yeah, I mean, I take some notes.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah.
Have you seen any wildlife? Bears or snakes?
I saw one bear
Yeah?
in New Jersey.
Awesome.
And I was actually pretty close to it. It was a mama bear, and she wasn't happy with me.
Yeah.
But I just hit my trekking poles on the ground, and she got scared and ran away.
Well.
Yeah, but that was the biggest, other than deer, wildlife that I've seen.
Thank you for joining us. A pleasure to meet you. Happy trails and all the way back to Moosilauke.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks. And we have another hiker. Tell us your trail name and about your hike.
Hey, I'm Birdie. I'm a Sobo starting quite late in the season. I started September 15th.
Wow.
So it's only been 15 days.
Yeah.
So I'm a little baby Sobo. I have to say that, and again, I know this is early on, that it's been hard every single day, every single moment. And I've had either discomfort and in some cases some serious pain. And I am the happiest I've been in I don't even know how long, like consistently happy. And everybody says on the trail, like, just be present. And I think meeting Sunflower, because usually I do all my journeys like alone, and that kind of, you get in your head. Yes, you reflect. However, there's a lot of pressure with the outside world. And then meeting Sunflower and unexpectedly having someone to do this trip with, we're just like getting to know each other, getting each other's background and all this stuff. And it's interesting to learn somebody's like life story before the trail and yet feel like that's what's keeping you present, because it's drawing you closer to someone and then drawing you closer to the environment that you're in. So yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm excited.
Do you mind if I ask where you're from?
I'm from Buffalo, New York originally.
Yeah.
And
so not too far from home.
Not too far. Certainly used to the cold and more comfortable in the cold, the wet, the rain, that kind of misery than the bugs and the humidity. I wonder why I'm hiking now. Yeah. And I've lived in Brooklyn for the past 4 years, so really away from all the natural beauty. And so that's another element.
It's got to be special being out here. Any specials? I mean, you've only
breath of fresh air.
You've only been out a couple weeks, but anything stick out as a favorite spot so far?
Oh my! Certainly 2 nights ago, Avery Peak, as Sunflower said. What else? We were night hiking one night. It was, I think. What were we coming?
100 Mile.
It was in the 100 Mile. We were coming off some peak that I unfortunately can't remember the name of. My knee was just in piercing pain. And so I had to sidestep like one step at a time down this mountain, and then weave throughout these woods, one step, slow step, slow step. In the dark. And we've got our headlamps on, and Sunflower's ahead of me. She's just being an angel, so patient. So she's walking, she stops, she looks around every once in a while. She's an excellent guide. And she's got like the reflection on her trekking poles and on her shoes, and then the headlamp. And I don't know, my imagination was like just loving this, because those trees up there in that alpine environment, they have all that lichen on them. Yep. And it looks in the dark like it could be like the tundra close to the Arctic Circle, like before that, where there's just that windblown snow that never melts, and then that moss that just covers the ground with no growth. Otherwise, it looks like this deep snow. And then to see her walking like that, I don't know, I just felt like we were this is so, like, she looked like an Arctic explorer or something like that. So in the midst of feeling like, wow, a lot of pain in my knee and just going slowly and whatnot, that there was just so much magic in that. It was really, that was a special moment.
In the 2 weeks you've been out, have you seen any wildlife yet?
Lots of snakes.
Yep. Any poisonous ones?
No, I don't think there's poisonous snakes in Maine.
In Maine, okay.
Yeah, apparently they start in Massachusetts and south, so.
And keep them away.
Yeah, keep them away. I mean, at that point in my journey, they might be not out at all because of the snow. But otherwise...
No moose?
No moose, although as the owner of the hostel here, Jen, the Maine Roadhouse in Stratton, oh my God, it's gorgeous. Stay there if you can.
Yep.
As she said, oh, they've been around. They're good at hiding. Yeah. Like, they're shy, they're there. So, no, I haven't seen them.
Well, you may. You got a long way ahead of you. Oh. You're getting your trail legs.
What's the Canadian Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Canadian Jay, or Gray Jays or Canadian Jay.
Sure. We just, the other night, after that Avery Peak, we woke up. We had camped in a little dip between Avery Peak and Bigelow, and which was a beautiful place to sort of nestle. And we woke up, and all these jays are there, and they are not shy.
No.
So, not one bit.
Did you feed them?
We did not.
We didn't
Okay.
know you could. But
What you got to
we
do is
just
put a
found out.
crumb on your hand, and they come in and they'll land and take it right out of your
We're
hand.
definitely
So
gonna
we
do
hear.
that.
You'll probably see them again as you go forward. So,
Yeah.
Ladies, it's been a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for joining us, and happy trails. I hope you make it all the way to Springer and back to Moosilauke, or
Yeah.
Moosilauke as some of them say.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank
God bless
you.
you both.